guys, go. So you can all see this. So we're going to talk about the fifth of the 5 support skills that I've got listed down over there in that basic foundation platform. Alright. We've looked at positioning and moving. Okay. We looked at controlling and indexing. Right, you know the deal with those things. The last one we'll look at, and it's like the last day, like the last fucking minute, the last day, is covering the defensive aspect of this. Okay. Because don't forget, the game plan we're looking at for this is that immediate violence, that ultra short game. Right, going from 0 to kind of psycho in kind of no seconds flat. That's what we're after. Right. So we start talking about being responsive, being reactive to things. This is a great filter. I call this time framing. It's a great filter to look at to think how viable something is and how fucking viable it isn't. All right, which is just by looking at something, just looking at the average YouTube extravaganza showing somebody being attacked and doing his thing to that thing. If we draw a line, a timeline, right, and everything operates on a time frame, doesn't it? You know, you standing up from there to getting up, there's a time frame involved from when you first started to when you actually got to where you wanted to go. All right. Before you even start physically, there's the whole process that I'm going to get up. So it starts from then, doesn't it? So everything has a start and a finish point. Everything you're going to do has a start and a finish point. So we use this basically just as a model to think about how viable something is going to be in the time frame we're going to have allotted to it. So it gives us a bit of a, yeah, that might not work, you know? Because the other problem we're going to have is we have a lot of training effect where we make things work in training that might not work. Because if I say, right, you know, I'm going to throw a right hook at you, so you're going to defend it, and I can throw that as fast as I want, but you know I'm going to throw a right hook at you. So you're already too far ahead of the game than you would be if you didn't know I was going to throw it. You know what I'm saying by that? Yeah. So we get a training effect in here where things can appear to be more effective than they really would be. All right. So anyway, the start of a punch, for instance, a guy's going to punch you in the head. Okay. It starts here, but by the time it hits you in the head, that's it. So that's a 0 developed punch. That's just before the guy has the idea to throw a punch. That's when it makes contact with your jaw at full extension. Okay, just as an example, for instance. Now, you're going to think to yourself, okay, so if your responsive frame of time, if your response starts there and takes that long, that's obviously not going to work, is it? Because it's the same time as it. If yours took it even longer to do, like you see some of these guys, the guy throws a punch and then the guy spends like 5 times as long as a punch would have taken doing some kind of cool defensive stuff. You think, yeah, that's obviously not going to work. All right. But what we're interested in is not the stuff that's obviously not going to work, because you can see that's just crazy time. It's just things that you think, yeah, that looks okay, but in reality, it's just as crazy. All right. I'll show you why. The time it takes me to think about throwing that punch, you'll never know I'm going to throw it yet, do you? So it's hidden completely. So that's off the table. So I'm already a little bit ahead of you, right? Before you even see me move, I'm that far into my time frame to throw that punch at you. By the time you've seen me maybe move, I'm maybe about fucking here. I'm at least halfway through doing that thing before you even realise, oh shit, Mick's throwing a right hook at me, you know? And then you're going to think then, okay, so that means then that my time frame has to be this. I've got half. You think, oh, actually no, because if my fully applied defence takes as long as it's fully applied offence, it means that you're still taking all that shit, aren't you? You've got to get to that punch before it hits you in the fucking jaw. So it's like, well, that's going to be about, whoa, well, fucking there then. So you're going, whoa, hang on a minute. So he's got all this time to punch me in the jaw, but I've only got that much fucking time to stop him. That's crazy. And that's just one of the filters we use when we look at a thing to think that's either going to work or not. All right? Because anything that takes longer than that just ain't going to fucking work. That's not very much time at all, is it? You see where I'm getting with that? Mm-hmm. Does that make any sense to you? Mm-hmm. Just drawing it on that linear scale like that. All right? They say it takes somebody, I think it's between 0.18 and 0.25 of a second to assess something is happening. You know, that's your reaction time to seeing that punch coming at you. Not to do something about it, just to recognise that thing coming at you. It takes you, you know, up to, you know, a quarter of a second if you're slow, 0.18 of a second if you're really fast. But then considering how long does that punch take to hit you, it's not even going to be a half a second to hit you, you know. So you're talking about that punch might be around about 0.25 of a second to get to your chin. So straight away we've got to be really fucking unambitious with what we do with this. We cannot be that guy that kind of picks a punch out of mid-air or does some cool it's like, are you joking?